Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope any of you who read the description for today's TryDay Friday was a little intrigued. I am Kim Kesti, Creative Director here at Fun Stamper's Journey, and we come to you every Friday to just kind of give you something new to think about, maybe to inspire your crafting over the weekend or in the following week that is coming up. And today I wanted to do something that felt a little springy, a little something to offset all this wintry weather. And I'm not kidding you. We've had winter weather here. I'm looking over here at Roy all week here in Phoenix. Have you guys seen it on the news or anything? We've like set record-breaking cold and record-breaking snowfall up in the northern countries. So, burr.
It snowed in Phoenix, Kim.
And it actually did snow in Phoenix, exactly. Oh my gosh, it's just like crazy. Roy, are you cold over there? I don't know if he has his camera on or not. He's like, wait.
I am freezing. I do have a camera, right?
It's like this crazy Friday afternoon business.
Freezing.
Yes, he's cold too. So, wherever you are, I hope you are staying warm, and I hope you have some warm crafting planned for this weekend. I know I do. I have got 2 birthdays coming up. So I'm going to be thinking about those this weekend. But today's project is not necessarily a birthday project, but I think it's going to be really fun. And it's trying something new that I had never tried before, so I'm eager to share it with you. Let's take a look at some of the things we're going to be playing with today. This one in particular, I've got some fun butterflies and stuff here. But this particular steel rule die that I have, let me see if I can flip it around here. This is one of our thicker steel rule dies. It cuts one of our 3D projects, and it's the Matchbox. If we can get it on there, we can. Great job, Roy. So what I have is I have the Matchbox cut out here, but I did want to share a little tip with you because I cut the Matchbox with the traditional die cut, and that is right here. So in other words, I just used my regular cutting plates and I ran this through, and you can see that it cut the Matchbox. What you probably will have trouble seeing is these little score lines. And maybe we can get in a little bit closer because you can see them, yes, but just barely. And if your computer monitor is not that great, you probably can't see them at all, which leads me to my first tip of the day. Because when you cut this die with one cutting plate below, and this magical guy, this is our Journey crease pad. So it's just kind of a really heavy, I mean, it feels plasticky, but it's got a little give to it. Extra accessory piece for your die cutting machine, and this of course fits in the larger machine, the Platinum machine. This is our crease pad. So look at the difference between the original one I cut without the crease pad and the one with the crease pad, and I am sure you will be able to see even on the video where he's like, yep, if I get it focused. So again, without the crease pad, with the crease pad. I mean, that is crazy right there, comparing just these 2 pieces. Let me move these aside. Ooh, sorry. So again, without the crease pad and with the crease pad, you can even just see right away that you're going to get much, much stronger crease lines in here using the crease pad. The top of the box really shows a lot too, because this is going to be so much easier to fold my box up. You can just see those creases jump right out. So one extra tip for you when you're doing any of our 3D projects with the steel rule dies, this is going to become your best friend, the Journey crease pad. Okay, cool. So I'm going to set that aside. And then just to quickly show you how to assemble this Matchbox, it's fairly easy, but if you've never done it, it might be a little bit like, okay, this is kind of weird, Kim. It's like, what's going on here? So I'm going to go ahead and follow those crease lines and go ahead and crease pretty much everything that's got a crease on it. Just real quickly. And I think we have a video online too that shows this. But, you know, you're here and I'm here, so why not just do it real quick? Okay, so now we have all our little kind of guys folded up. So these 2 sides with the tabs go in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of our lovely craft glue, which is what I always recommend for paper-to-paper applications. And the only place I'm putting glue is these outside 2 flaps. So again, these are the little bit bigger flaps. These guys are the small ones, right? Set this aside. And so you want to tuck the ones with the little flaps in, and then this just kind of comes up and over and wraps. And how easy is that? Did you guys see that? I'm going to show you my second tip of the day, the jumbo clothespin. Jumbo clothespin there. Make sure it's tucked in. jumbo clothespin over here. Again, I'm kind of tucking in the sides, you know, making sure they're lined up and squared up. Then I'll just flip that guy right around. Again, there's my glue. Comes up and over those two flaps. And it creates the cutest, sturdiest little box. Now what's great about this box is, I think the magic of it really is that these two sides are doubled up right here. You know, when we tuck the paper in. So that makes it super strong and super sturdy. It's not going to collapse when we put the outer sleeve on. Now this piece is the outer sleeve, and it's really just pretty basic. I'll just fold it real quick. But the joy of the match boxes is that you don't always have to use the same exact cardstock for the sleeve. So once I fold it all up, this becomes pretty self-explanatory. Just to glue that last little tab in, and that creates your sleeve. But for this particular box, because you can mix and match them, I went ahead and got some pattern paper, and in particular this pattern paper, which, yes, isn't it kind of springy? I love it. This particular pattern paper is from our RSVP collection. So we have a whole pack of prints that's got these beautiful, beautiful florals and tropical leaves. And the back side has got darling black and white prints. So you really get double the value for this paper pack. But I thought this was pretty with the green. By the way, this cardstock is Kiwi Slice. I don't know if I told you the name of the color. So it's one of my favorite greens. It's a little bit darker and richer than some of our other greens. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for just a second while I work on the insides of my box. So what I thought would be fun to try, I don't know if you guys have ever seen these as you cruise around Pinterest or anything. I'm cutting out this little butterfly, cut out a couple of the solid ones. Let me show you the die I'm using. This is our Artful Butterfly die, one of our very first dies we ever created here at Fun Stampers Journey. In fact, if you look at the die number, it's die number 7. That means it was in the top 10 of the very first dies we ever created. It's still one of our favorites. I absolutely love it. It's got 3 beautiful sizes of butterflies. Let me just show you the different sizes because they're so great. Look at this giant one. So cute. I still have some pink paper in there. I must have made a pink butterfly. By the way, best use of the bloom tool ever, cleaning out your dies, right? So there's the big giant one, and it's got the solid to match. And then we've got the little medium, which is super cute. These are great sizes for scrapbook pages or anything. And then we've got the little guy, which I am cutting right now. And I cut it out of our mirror cardstock. So that's probably a little bit hard to show up on the video. But, oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, mirror. So super shiny, gorgeous gold cardstock. In fact, I'm using my bloom tool now to pop it out. I just kind of want to show you how slick this tool is for popping out your dies. You can just come in and grab it. And the gold paper is a little bit trickier because it is a nice heavy paper. So I just want to gently go around and release my little butterfly, kind of from its cocoon, right? Make sure the dots are popped out. But isn't that beautiful? Is that not just stunning? I love it. So I kind of wanted to keep the gold theme, and you can kind of work the paper a little bit to make, you know, the butterfly wings shaped. So I thought I would back it with our haystack, which is one of our colors. I'll put a little dot of glue. And then I'm going to put yet one more layer to kind of really beef it up. And that's the black one, but I think I'll use a little sliver of foam square. So then that very back layer is kind of dimensional. Oops, get it on there straight. The black is not straight, Kim. Here we go. Gotta have things straight, you know. Okay, so even right away, you can see that this is just a really fun accent, like it would be darling on a card, you know, anything like that. Or a scrapbook project. So, just a fun sparkly butterfly. Now what I'm going to do next is kind of the tricky part, I call it. What I'm going to do is grab one of our Clearview sheets. And this is what they come packaged like. It's not super exciting, but I noticed some people online the other day had asked, you know, what are the Clearview sheets and how thick are they and what are they? So this is how they come. They come in 8.5 by 11 sheets. And they are much thicker than what you would consider like a film transparency. I know some people sometimes use those in crafting, but this is definitely a thicker sheet. So it is still an acetate sheet. It's, you know, the clear plastic, really nice and clear and blemish free. So love that. This is a piece that I'd already cut up earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and see my little, I probably made a shaker card or something. See my shape cut out right here? So of course you got to save the scraps. So I'm just going to cut like a 1-inch piece from this clear view sheet. So there's my 1-inch strip. And then remember how I said when I used the Matchbox, I didn't use this part for the sleeve. So I did cut this out earlier. So I thought, well, waste not, want not. What I'm also going to do is cut out a square from this guy, because I know that it's going to pretty much exactly fit inside my box, right? Because it's from the die. That's tricky. And then what I'm going to try to do is go ahead and use this clear view piece. I'm going to put a little bend in it. I don't know if this is exactly the right length, but I can trim it later. So I'm folding a little crease in it. And you see that? Hopefully using this clear product on video is not going to be a problem. So now I've got a bend in my clear view sheet, and I'm going to go ahead and, I think I'll staple it this way. I'm going to staple it to this bottom square of paper. So I wonder if we have any aha moments for anybody out there right now. So I can trim off this end. So essentially you can kind of see what I'm going after here is this little springy, so remember my description, I said I was going to do something springy. It was a double meaning. I even got a chuckle out of Roy on that one. He's like, I see where you're going.
Double entendre.
Yes, exactly. So it's a springy project. So this is going to pop out when I open my box, right? So this is what I'm going for. I think my box is dry. I can take these clips away. And now I can just put, might as well put these down with foam squares. I can put this little guy in the bottom of my box. The foam squares will give it a little bit of height. And I did this extra square because I didn't want the staples, you know, going through the bottom of my box. I wanted to keep my box pretty. So I've got my extra square, so I can just put that inside. But I did kind of like that it kept the green on green, right? So now I've got this fun little springy thing, and I can bring my butterfly back in. Now I suppose I could have stapled this maybe to the black and then added the foam dot, but I just added a foam dot when I did my finished project. So I'll put a little extra foam across here. And then now I can kind of judge how long I need this strip. It's probably a little bit too long. So my idea is I want it just long enough so it goes inside the box, but then when you open the box it pops out, right? So I'm kind of, no, maybe a little higher. Kind of use your judgment. Again, this is a 1-inch strip originally, but then the length you can kind of fuss with and make it. Seems about right. Does that seem about right, guys? I think so. It's starting to spring. So now I'll just trim away this extra clear view sheet right behind. So I think it's going to work. Doing fun. Okay, so other than that, really what I did for my finished project was I embellished it a little bit with this border. This is one of our border dies. It's also one of our very popular sets. Border Details, but it has this fun little grass die. So I just cut one of those in a lighter green, and then I just cut it into pieces, two different pieces. And let me finish my tag for my box, and then I'll do the big reveal. Right? You guys excited to see it? So I wanted a little tag for my box, so before I show you the finished one, let me show you how I did this, and it's super easy. I used our little ATS, which is our mini greetings. Oh, there it is. And then I went ahead and grabbed Kiwi Slice ink because I thought, well, if I'm going for the green and I'm going for the springy look, I might as well stick with the green theme. So I went ahead and inked it up. And this particular one says miss you, and there's so many cute greetings on this set. It would be perfect for anything. Just smile and joy, hello, just because, anything that you want to send a little fun little gifty to. But then to add it to my project, what I did is I took our punch system And this particular punch is our little tag punch, which you can see that on the end. And when I'm stamping or punching a stamped project, I love that I've got this ability to flip it over and see the bottom of it. Trim away some of this. So I can flip my punch over and then I can line this up perfectly because I've already stamped it. And then, you know, make sure it's centered and get it in my window just where I want it. I kind of want it toward the bottom of the tag. Do one last check. And then you can use the punch upside down. Works just as well as right side up. So that is fun. So there's my little Miss You tag. That's how I embellished my box, along with a little bit of ribbon. What do you think, guys? Want to see? Want to see? All right, here we go. Here's my finished box. Again, I used the little sleeve of the pattern paper. I tied a sweet little bow, and look at this little guy. I also used another scrap of the paper from the original die cut, and I made a little tiny handle. Because the Matchbox goes through both ways, see what I'm saying? You can go both ways. I wanted the receiver to know which end to pull to get that fun butterfly look. So that's why I put a little handle. And again, that's just a scrap of paper just folded and glued on the front. And then there's my tag tied with a little bit of our twine. And shall we see what it looks like when we open it? Dun, 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 dun. Dang! Aww! Isn't that fun? So you can see my little grass behind, which I kind of folded a little bit so it laid down in there. But there's my super fun butterfly. I did add a little gem, one of our little gems, in the middle just to make it extra bright and pretty. But how fun, right? And super easy to go back in the box. Because you know I want to do it one more time. Okay, you guys ready? You guys excited to try this weekend? Ready? Happy spring! So funny. I just love it. So I hope that you have enjoyed this fun little episode of TryDay Friday, and I hope it brings a little bit of springtime freshness to your winter weather wherever you are. I know that it certainly put a smile on my face. As always, you can check out funstampersjourney.com for any information on any of the products I just shared with you. So happy to see you joining us either on Facebook or YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, consider liking our video and sharing it. If there's anyone that you think needs to have a little smile brought to their face this weekend as well. So thank you again for joining me. We will see you next Friday for sure. And enjoy bringing paper to life this weekend.